I would like to thank our honorable speaker and all other participants who made time to join this workshop on SAP on Azure. This workshop is jointly organized by eGeneration in partnership with Microsoft and SAP. Microsoft and SAP has made a special partnership on joint commitment to simplify and modernize customer journey to the cloud through project called Embrace. This partnership is all about reducing complexity and minimizing cost for customers as they move to SAP S/4HANA in the cloud. We will learn more about this partnership and more other things from Microsoft and SAP experts. Let me take this opportunity to introduce our esteemed presenters who are industry leaders in Azure and SAP. First of all, Mr. Deepak Srivastava, Director, Partner, Business SAP. Mr. Ravi Gangampalli, Cloud Solution Architect, Microsoft. Mr. Ariful Islam, Head of Infrastructure and Solutions, eGeneration PLC. Mr. Wahid Sadat Chaudhuri, Head of IT and ERP, Energy Pack Power Generation Limited. Before going to the subject matter, let me introduce eGeneration PLC in brief. Our company is a leading IT consulting and software solutions company in Bangladesh in a mission to transform Bangladesh into a high-tech innovative nation. eGeneration is the only Bangladeshi licensing solution partner and gold partner of Microsoft, working with more than 10 financial institutions with software and IT infrastructure solutions. And we are awarded Licensing Solution Partner Award, Modern Work Security Partner Award, Modern Work Team Work Partner Award, and SAP on Azure Partner Award of the year 2020 by Microsoft for different large-scale successful automation projects, and we are one of the implementer for Microsoft and SAP project as well. You will be happy to know that we are only SAP Gold Partner and SAP Education Partner in Bangladesh, providing end-to-end SAP implementation, support, and training services. We have the most experienced resource pool for SAP implementation in Bangladesh, and we are working with Unitex, Robi, Shanta Denims, Unilever, and Marico for SAP-related projects. eGeneration has diversified portfolio of clients in 10 countries, including UAE, USA, UK, Germany, and Japan. We are working with Bangladesh Army, Border Guard Bangladesh, major government projects, and we are also working with some other financial institutions like Gazbangla Bank, Bank Asia, Premier Bank, Mercantile Bank, the City Bank, Ubali Bank, and so on. Besides that, we develop digital platform services with chatbot, artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain, data analytics, natural language processing, robotic process automation, and other industry 4 related technologies for global and local customers. Moving on to our next, moving on to our workshop subject matter, let's hear the first speech and first presenter from Mr. Deepak Srivastava, Director, Partner Business, SAP. Deepak da, you can present now. Thank you.
Good afternoon, all. Imran, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Thank you all, and thank you for giving me opportunity to talk on this. So let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Deepak Srivastava, and I work as a Director Partner Business for SAP India. And I've been with SAP since almost 12-13 years now. And I've seen different roles, different experience, and how the technology, I have an overall experience of more than 20 years. So I have seen how the technology moved from the time what it used to be until now. So before even I share some of my slides, I would like to spend few minutes that what I personally feel that how this cloud and this, why we are even talking on this topic. Let me tell you, a few years back, we in the times when there was really R3. I don't know, many guys even don't know what is R3, but that is one of the SAP older versions. and then later on we had ECC, and then now this S/4HANA. So the technology is getting changed, the requirements are getting changed, the customer's business is getting changed. So why we are talking even on these topics is, let me give you the perspective, is that because there are different, lot of changes are happening, and even in SAP, if you know S/4HANA, every year we come to a new version. So, and I feel as a cloud is a better way to adopt SAP, the kind of a things, because SAP itself, you know, we have a one vision. Let me share SAP vision to you, that we would like to do upgrades the way you do your iPhone or Android phone upgrades, OS upgrades, the way you do phones upgrade. That is a way that we want to introduce new functionalities, new requirement to our customers. So that is a vision, what I'm trying to tell you. So with this kind of a fast changing, earlier we used to have upgrades maybe in 5 years, or maybe sometimes even in 10 years, if I go slightly more back from 90s. Now things are changing very fast. And as you have seen in this recent pandemic, people sometimes ask to me whether it is right time to invest in SAP or SAP technology, or should we change it to cloud, and what should we do? So there are many questions which comes. With all this thing, my only thing is, I think this is the right time to adopt technology, because this is the lean time where, you know, you have all your partner resource like eGen has a lot of consultants available. Even our, price are better, the resources are better. Your own key people are available for the team to do SAP projects. So that is one point. Now coming, why SAP and Microsoft have joined hands, you know. Let me tell you, both Microsoft runs on SAP, that's one point, but Microsoft and SAP runs on Microsoft technologies. So both ways we are very tightly integrated, the bigger technology companies. And we recently introduced in 2019 this Embrace program for our install base accounts to adopt our S/4HANA Intelligent Enterprise. That is why we have had this partnership. And the reason is very simple, because the recent Gartner surveys right now says approximately 10% of the companies have already shut down their data centers, and by 2025 approximately another 80% will shut down their data centers. People are going to move to hyperscalers, cloud, and there are different ways to adopt cloud. There are multiple cloud options you have, and with Microsoft we are giving one option, is that because both biggest technology companies in the globe are joining hands together to give you this. I'll just share my few slides to you. Just give me 1 second. Can you see my slide?
Yes, we can see your slide.
So it is basically for all my install base customers that we have tightly joined hand with Microsoft to accelerate our latest intelligent enterprise, which is S/4HANA ERP. And so that people can, as I said, that a lot of technologies, the way we used to run SAP earlier has changed. And now every year we come up with new versions, new things. If you have it on cloud, it is much easier for do those upgrades and you don't get stuck. And if you have right service partner like eGen, which is going to be with us. So why we have tightly joined hand, actually, if you see the role of SAP, Microsoft and eGen is to help Bangladesh customers to adopt latest technologies, SAP innovations on a platform which is reference architecture between SAP and Microsoft SAP platform, which can be adopted, so that your adoption, your innovation can be fastened. Because in nowadays we are not living on the edge that we upgrade every 3 years or 5 years and you don't take advantage. Like what I have seen S/4HANA from 2015, every year 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, and now in 2020, again every year we are releasing applications. And if you can't adopt these innovations, then it will be very difficult to sustain and do those changes which business requires. That is my point. I'll go. I'll just take one moment here. So as I said, 80%, I have already told you that 80% of enterprise will no longer use data centers by 2025, and that is Gartner report. And out of that, 60% is going to be delivered by hyperscalers like Microsoft Azure. So, and with this partnership of SAP and Microsoft, along with our eGen, we are getting the innovations on your door, on your table. We are bringing on the, bringing to you guys. And as I said, this is all for our customers, install base accounts. But for somebody who is new to SAP and who's going to adopt SAP, I think getting a best of breed of SAP as well as Microsoft Hyperscaler, it makes your life much easier. It is the other cloud advantage which comes on the table, whether it is a CapEx or a OpEx advantage against a CapEx. If you are going to have your data center, and if you are going to have it on Microsoft Azure, the OpEx advantage, which you will anyway get it. There are other important advantages, like the kind of the security which brings, and I'm sure my Microsoft colleague Ravi also will cover more in detail. But the kind of security architecture which it brings on the table, I think it is uncomparable. You can't create those data centers and those security structures what Microsoft Hyperscaler data. So SAP with Microsoft, it's actually resolved your puzzle. So that's my point of view. That journey to SAP S/4HANA makes life simpler, and you can adopt all those innovations which is going to come every year. So what is this Embrace initiative? Is to simplify, to accelerate, and to innovate. We feel the kind of technologies going to come in future, and the vision, as I shared, that we want to do those upgrades the way you do iOS 13 to iOS 14, which was a very latest update on Apple phone. So the way it has been doing on those phones, the way we will be reaching to do upgrades on our ERP S/4HANA. So that's an innovation we are targeting. And if you are not agile, and if you are not efficient, and if you are not on cloud, it will be very difficult for you to adopt those innovations. That is the reason that we have simplified, and this Embrace initiative has been started along with Microsoft and SAP. And eGen has to play a very vital role here, as I said, because as a system integrator, as a SI partner for both the technologies, it helps you to somebody to do the groundwork, which is required to get SAP implemented on Azure. eGen is the partner where we are all three partnering together and giving value to our partner. So if you talk about this Embrace initiatives, as I said, it's a reference architecture which has jointly developed between Microsoft and SAP. So, all those shortcomings when you plan your own data centers you will not face when this new innovations and new versions of SAP, when you deploy, this reference architecture will hold the fort pretty well. So my point of view is this reference architecture and the optimized platform with SAP Cloud Platform. Let's say if you are using a HR solution of SAP or some outside third-party solution, cloud solution of HR, or some other third-party CRM solution or SAP CRM, which is already available in software as a service model, these all can be integrated through our SAP Cloud Platform, which is hosted on Microsoft Azure. So this is something which we wanted to tell you, that the multi-cloud strategy, which is very important for any company to adopt, because let's say you are running ERP S/4HANA on Azure, or if you are going to run SAP SuccessFactors Cloud, SAP Ariba Cloud, which is our procurement solution, this all can be integrated through this optimized platform, which has been hosted on SAP Azure, which is SAP Cloud Platform. I think the narrative of why to move on SAP on Azure is very clear, is that if you want to adopt the innovations to simplify your structures, this is the best way to adopt. And whole this migration and managed services can be done through our partner. And if required, if there is any specialized services that can be provided either by Microsoft or by SAP along with eGen services. So it's a right business case and values which is going to come to you, and your SAP on Azure journey starts. That's how, you know, we will talk about. I will not go much on slides. I'll just hold on for a few minutes. If there is anything, any questions, anything.
We will answer those questions in the Q&A session.
Question answer
so
session.
We will have,
I'll just hold on. Yeah, that's. I think I have given my message. The message is very clear: is that SAP is going to innovate, and SAP has a vision, which I have already told you. And with this vision, to adopt SAP innovation, it is better to host on hyperscaler, and with the services of partner like eGen, which is our gold partner, is going to help and adopt these two technologies, which is going to come. That's all. Thank you, Imran. I think I'm good.
Thank you, Deepak Da. Now I would request Mr. Ariful Islam, Head of Infrastructure Solutions, eGeneration Limited, to present his speech.
Okay, thank you, Imran bhai. So good afternoon, everyone, and assalamu alaikum. So thanks for joining the sessions. So my name is MD Ariful Islam. I'm the Head of Infrastructure and Solutions of eGeneration Limited. So today we'll discuss on SAP on Azure solutions. So our today's agenda is why eGeneration on SAP. So how eGeneration can help us help different organizations to hosting SAP on Azure solutions, and what is the benefits of replatforming SAP to the public cloud, and finally, why Azure is the best public cloud platform for SAP solutions. So regarding the eGeneration on SAP, so already Imran bhai told about some things. So we are already only one SAP Gold partner in Bangladesh, where we are providing end-to-end implementation services as well as licensing services. eGeneration has industry experience for deploying SAP on Azure platform. So last year we have deployed 3 solutions, which is SAP on Azure. So eGeneration also has a dedicated resource pool for deploying Azure SAP on Azure solutions. So we have 5-6 dedicated resources who is only working on Azure as well as SAP on Azure. And finally, eGeneration is the winner of Microsoft Partner of the Year for SAP on Azure. So on last 24th September, so Microsoft had a partner giving ceremony where eGeneration has already awarded in three categories. Two categories on them are the modern workplace solution, which is Microsoft Office 365 related, and another one is for SAP on Azure. So here I'd like to mention here that so eGeneration is the only one partner who was the recognized or the finalist for this, and finally we got the award for SAP on Azure solutions. So now we'll talk about what is the benefits of replatforming SAP to the public cloud. So first I will discuss about something regarding the digital transformations. So what is driving digital transformation and how we can embrace, adapt and innovate with the power of Azure hyperscale infrastructures. So with the presence of smartphones, the rise of e-commerce and disruption in all industries enabled by AI and cloud, so business cycles are becoming faster, as well as competition and disruption is rising from different industries and players. So business that adapt to this faster cycle are much more data-driven in meeting customer demands. So in order to achieve digital transformations, we know that customers that run mission critical SAP ERP applications are looking for newer ways to engage with the customers. Some of them are looking to accelerate innovation with newer products, optimize supply chain process, and finally empowering employee to effectively use SAP data for decision making. So what are the challenges we currently are facing if we are running our SAP application on on-premises infrastructures? So first of them are the manual or slow processes. So what is the manual and the slow processes? So sometimes we are here that the legacy SAP ERP applications such as SAP Business Suites still are manual. So sometimes we need to have dedicated resources for optimizing supply chain as well as reconciling financial data. And second thing is the slow innovations. So based on the customer requirements or based on the demands, so sometimes we need to have the ability to scale up our infrastructures. So where since it is the on-premises infrastructure, we don't have the capability to increase the infrastructures in a day or in a minute. And finally, the poor data insights. Now data lives on the different platform. It's on the SAP, it's on the non-SAP platform. So sometimes we are hearing that to combining each and every data. So we need to write a lots of Excel as well as we need to build some custom application. So finally, what is happening? It's required long project life cycle, and finally, it's significantly increasing our project cost. So those are the challenges we are facing current now. So what is the solution right now we have? So the solution is the running the SAP business application in the cloud. So what are the benefits we'll get if we run our SAP application on cloud? So one of the things is that the faster and the simplified processes. So Azure is the only platform which offers our high performance infrastructure to run SAP application. And second thing is the accelerated innovations. So customers that running SAP on Azure can accelerate innovation for agile project cycle on on-demand infrastructures. So we can now spin up or down our infrastructures in a minute or in a day. And by using the SAP infrastructures on the cloud, we are getting each and every data in our fingertips. So we can easily get we can easily take our data-driven decision by using SAP solution on cloud platform. So what is the advantages of public cloud over traditional on-premises infrastructures? So first of the thing is the scalability. So once we have the solutions running on the cloud platform, we have the options to scalability. Within a minute, we can scale up or scale down our infrastructures. So speed of provisioning. Second thing is the speed of provisioning. Since the cloud is already available, solution is already available, so provisioning time is vastly reduced. So here we are getting the built-in tooling for infrastructure deployment as well as management. And finally, pay per use. That means what is the solution, what are the services currently we're using, we will pay only for that. So there is no upfront payment for this. So what are the services, what are the minutes or what are the days we will consume. So we will pay only for that. So what is the opportunities, and actually when we will move to the SAP cloud platform? So one thing is that, so nowadays we are running our infrastructures on on-premises data centers. So if our hardware refreshment time is already there, so on that time we can think about, without procuring new hardware, whether we can move our full solution to the cloud platform. Second thing is that so some of the database application database, if we want to migrate from the legacy database to the SAP HANA or SAP S4 HANA, on that we can think about to move on the SAP on the cloud platform. So as well as from the cloud first, mobile first technologies, if we are running on this kind of innovations, on that time also we can think about to move on the SAP cloud. And there are different scenarios also where we are running on the SAP infrastructure on premises. We also can think about our DR solution or the archiving solution on the cloud infrastructure. So now we'll talk about why Azure is the best cloud platform for running SAP applications. So this is the there are 3 or 4 things why Azure is the best platform. for running the SAP application. One of the things is the hybrid cloud. So Azure is the only public cloud provider that offers the ability to stand up on-premises instances for true same platform support in a hybrid cloud environment. So reliability, so Azure offers the 99% uptime for the virtual machines, as well as is providing the 99% SLA for different virtual machines for OLTP as well as the OLTP transactions. So data privacy, so Microsoft is spending more than $1 million annually for securing their platform. So once we are hosting our SAP applications, what we can mention that our data will be totally secure. So by using the cloud platform, we can have the best option for our data analytics. And the global presence and supports, nowadays Microsoft have the more than 50 regions across the 140 countries where Microsoft data center is located. So based on our geographical location, we can choose our location to host our SAP application on Azure. So when we're planning to deploy our SAP solution on Azure, so we have the 2-3 options for deploying the solution on the Azure platform. One is there are different virtual, readily available virtual machines for hosting SAP application. So if you are going to the technically, there are different series of virtual machine. So some virtual series of virtual machine are best for the development and testing platform as well as the proof of concept platform. And some of the M series virtual machine here we can see are dedicated for the production environment. So if we want to build our SAP application on cloud platform, especially on the Azure, so for the development and testing environment, we have the dedicated virtual machine, and for the production environment, we have the dedicated virtual machine, that is M series virtual machines. Apart from that, based on the customer requirement, based on the customer demand, so Microsoft Azure also offering the purpose-built infrastructure, which is Azure large instance solutions. That means which is a bare metal solution for hosting SAP application, which is totally separate or unique for individual customers. So now if we are coming to the architectures, so if we are running on the virtual machine on the SAP applications, so you can see there are different, you can see that the different virtual machine are placing on the different places. One of the things is that we are running the application servers. So as well as we are running the SAP HANA database. So for the application servers, we can use the Azure availability set for making them highly available. For the SAP HANA, we can use SUSE or Red Hat Linux clustering for highly available SAP HANA platform. And for the DR solution, we can use HANA system replication to enable DCDR replication between 2 regions. So this is the architecture for if we would like to run our SAP application on Azure HANA large instances. So here same things for the HANA application, we will use the OS clustering such as fencing or storing on SUSE or Red Hat solutions. For the application servers, we will use the Azure availability set. And for the DR solution here, the architecture is totally different. We will use the DR storage replication for DCDR replication technology. So we have mentioned some things about the SLA things. So there are different SLA Microsoft is offering on the different architecture scenario. So if you are running our virtual machine in a single instance, we are getting 99% SLA. If we are running our virtual machine in an availability sets, so availability sets is something like that. Our 2 virtual machine will be run on the 2 different physical platforms. And if we run those 2 virtual machine in an availability set, we'll get the 99.95 service level agreement. And if you would like to get more SLA, that which is 99.99, on that time we need to run the our virtual machine on availability zones. On the availability zones are something is a totally separated separated infrastructure. So it's a separated infrastructure for cooling, power source, each and everything. So our virtual machine will be run on the different regions for getting the much more service level agreement. So as well as we also have the option for the region pairs. So we can put our virtual machine in a single region, as well as we can do the region pairing for getting the data redundancy for our virtual machines. So I think this is our last. This is my last slide. So if you have any questions regarding that, we can do the discussion on the question answer sessions. So thank you everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Ariful Islam. Now I would like to request Mr. Ravi Gangampalli, Cloud Solution Architect, Microsoft, to present his keynote.
Thank you, Imran. Can you see my screen and can you hear me okay?
I think it's coming. We can hear you loud and clear. Yeah, it's there. Please continue.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Imran, Ariful, and especially Deepak. And thank you, dear customers, joining today. I think good afternoon to everyone. I think you're all joining from either Bangladesh or Southeast Asia regions. Okay, my name is Ravi Gangampalli. I work as a cloud solution architect at Microsoft, focusing on SAP. So before joining Microsoft, I worked on various roles. I was a technical architect, technology consultant, and a basis person. So typically I involved in various projects, starting from SAP implementations, migrations, OSDB upgrades, and also migration from AnyDB to HANA and then to S4 HANA. And most recently, I was also part of, SAP migrations from on-premise to Azure as well. So my focus here at Microsoft is completely SAP, and I work closely with our partners and customers across APAC. So for the next few minutes, I will spend some time on understanding why running SAP solutions on Microsoft Azure. Even though some of the slides are already stolen by Ariful, but I will. It is good to spend some time again to reiterate what Ariful has mentioned, and so some of the key things that are mentioned by Deepak. Okay, so when we go and talk to our customers, and when we ask them a question of why our customers are migrating to the cloud, so we have multiple answers received, and then most of them fall into these 4 buckets. So the first one is the operational enhancements, for better operations, to be more efficient, so to beat security, cost. And then the second one is most of the customers are adapting now S4 HANA, right? So the customers are embarking their digital transformation journey, moving from AnyDB to S4 HANA, BW and HANA, etc. So these are all the key things that are part of the customers' digital transformation initiatives. And then also some of the infrastructure events, such as, the contract with the existing data center is ending and the hardware is end of life, or the software, that needs to be maybe re-implemented, or looking at the various solutions such as S4 HANA or HANA, etc. So these are the key things that every customer is now looking at, and these are the main reasons why are the key drivers, right? So why our customers are moving from existing on-premise locations to the cloud, and now let's see how our customers can see the value of cloud. So I will take these 4 pillars and then explain you why you should run your SAP landscape on Microsoft Azure. So we'll talk about the cloud platform that is built for SAP, and then what kind of security and compliances that Azure can offer, and then beyond security and cloud platform, how you can innovate with the new technologies and how you can integrate with existing technologies, and the deep partnership between SAP and Microsoft. So let's start talking about one by one. So in terms of infrastructure, we are growing. So today, this map actually outlines the massive scale of Azure. So Azure is available over 60 regions worldwide, more than any other cloud providers. So we have one of the largest global networks, over 1.3 million miles of fiber optic network that we have. And once the data that travels and once the data that comes into our edge locations enters into Microsoft network, all the data that goes around is within our Microsoft internal net fiber optic network that is managed and operated by Microsoft. There is no other third party involved. And one thing you should also remember is, we don't resell this network. We use this network to use our services for services like M365, the traffic that is coming from LinkedIn, the traffic that is being used by LinkedIn and also for Azure. So there are over 160 plus edge sites available. There are 200 plus express route partners available. There are various other regions are available from where you can actually choose based on your business locations. Okay, based on the latency, based on your business locations, you will be able to leverage one of these locations for SAP workloads. And then not just regions, right? So with Azure you have options, no matter how big or small your SAP workloads are, whether you are running SAP and SQL or HANA, or whether you have a small system, bigger system, there are various virtual machines that are certified by SAP that are available for you to choose based on your specific performance requirements that you derive. Maybe if you are embarking your journey on SAP, you take your quick sizer that will give you your number of SAPs required for your virtual machines. Or if you're already running an SAP system and migrating to HANA or S4 HANA, you usually run the HANA sizing report, and that will tell you how much of memory that I would require for my workloads to be, for my HANA workloads to be able to support, right? So let's start with M series. So we, over the last, I think 1.5 years or 18 months, we worked on, we got the certifications for M series VMs that supported until 4 terabytes. Now we have MV2 series virtual machines that are certified to run HANA workloads. So these VMs now can support up to 12 terabytes of memory. That's for massive workloads, right? So may not be for all other customers, all customers, maybe for a few customers, but there are smaller sizes also. So this provides, CPUs up to 416. On the other side, we have E-series virtual machines, and we recently certified some of these virtual machines to support HANA also, and they're supported for both SAP NetWeaver and partially for SAP HANA. And they can start from as small as 2 CPUs to 64 CPUs and 16 GB to 432 GB. So you can make use of uh, these number of VMs suitable for your business requirements. And there are also D series VMs that you can use for NetWeaver, and these are all virtual machines. But Microsoft was the first cloud that was to introduce bare metal solutions with our for HANA. I think sometime in 2016. So with bare metal services, now the systems you can run up to, they can support up to 24 terabytes of capacity. So these are massive infrastructure compute capacities that are available at our data centers at Azure, and all these are comes with the SLAs of up to 99.99%. So there are various ways and architectures how you can leverage to give you the the SLA of up to 99.99%. And then so this is SLA. We talked about SLAs. Now let's take a look into how do we achieve these SLAs and what are those SLAs, right? So if you are a customer and looking at not building a high availability cluster, massive cluster, and if you don't have that critical requirements, Azure has a single VM SLA that offers 99.9% uptime, right? So this Azure is the only one cloud provider that can offer single VM SLA of 99.9%. But there's only one requirement, right? To be able to get those SLAs, to meet those SLAs, you need to have the premium storage attached to the virtual machine for your OS and also to the data disk. And if the 99.9% is not sufficient and your business has even more critical workloads, you can make use of the availability sets. So availability sets are physically separated. within the data center. So there are different racks in on-premise world. What you usually do when you're deploying your hardware requirements, you would not put everything into one rack, right? So you would separate them into different racks. So on Azure, so that can be done by leveraging availability sets. So once you deploy 2 or more virtual machines into an availability set, Azure will make sure these virtual machines are deployed into 2 different physical racks. So even in the event of a power failure, a rack level failure, one of the virtual machines are not affected. With this, we are able to guarantee you 99.95% uptime. Yeah, and then if you are building even more mission critical workloads and you need the uptime of up to 99.99%, you can do that. There are Azure availability zones. So availability zones are again physically separated, fault tolerant physical locations, physical data centers within a region. So typically an availability zone can have more than one data center. So the moment you deploy your SAP workloads, be it your app servers, be it your database systems, and also any other mission critical SAP workloads, Azure guarantees you 99.99% uptime. So, and you, of course, there are 60 over regions available. If you were looking at building a disaster recovery for your SAP workloads, you can make use of these region pairs, or you can replicate your data into any of the other Azure regions, to be able to meet your disaster recovery requirements. So these are all SLAs, and for disaster recovery, there are various tools available. You can use native tools, or you can use native database tools. We'll talk about more in coming slides. So now that we looked at SLAs, now let's take a look at storage, because SAP workloads not only need high performance compute, but also they require high performance storage for persistence, right? So there are various storage options available in Azure, starting from standard hard disk that is suitable for storing, maybe backups, maybe for building your non-production, non-critical systems, maybe a jump server, maybe an SAP router. So you can use the standard storage. Okay, they doesn't require high IOPS, and they doesn't require a kind of low latency, right? So, but if you require more IOPS, right? So you can opt for standard SSDs. These are suitable for SAP app servers and maybe for non-production databases also. So they offer higher IOPS up to 120 to 6,000 IOPS per disk, and they're supported from starting from 4 GB to 32 terabytes. And if you're running HANA workloads, and even if you need more high ups and even low latency storage, there is a premium SSD. So this is for all your production workloads. We generally recommend our customers, to deploy all production workloads on premium SSD. And these are also certified to run your HANA workloads. So they give you, these are low latency, high IOPS, provides you up to 20,000 IOPS. The disk write latency is less than 1 millisecond, and also for HANA workloads, there is a need to enable write accelerator for HANA log. So that is mandatory if you are using M series. But there is also ultra disk. So on the premium disk, one of the things that I wanted to mention is, if you want to achieve higher IOPS, what you usually do is you combine multiple premium disks and you stripe them, and then you create a file system, and then it offers you much higher IOPS. Yeah, you're combining the disk IOPS now here. But and the ultra disk, there is an option, there is a provision, right? So you don't have to do this striping. You can provision the required storage amount of ultra disk capacities, and then you can specify the number of IOPS requirements based on your workload. So this offers dynamic scaling and offers more higher IOPS and throughput. These are all Azure disk-based, SSD-based storage, right? But we also have storage as a service available. We develop They were developed by both Microsoft and NetApp and certified to run your HANA workload. That is NetApp files, Azure NetApp files for HANA. So this is the only SAP HANA certified. It's a cloud native NFS storage. This also offers low latency, higher IOPS. Um, and it supports HANA disk snapshot. So you basically you can make use of these to be able to back up your disk. So there are various sizes available again on across all these services that I just mentioned. So based on your requirements, when you do the sizing, our partners, like eGeneration, will work closely with your customers to do the sizing and select what kind of storage requirements are there, select what kind of storage disk that is required, and implement it accordingly. And then another important thing on Azure that I would like to talk about is, management. So yeah, this is good. We are talking about compute, we are talking about higher capacities, innovation, but this also brings the challenge of managing those SAP workloads, right? So I would divide them into four pieces, like four pillars. Monitoring. So there is Azure Monitor available. Now we have recently, there is Azure Monitor for SAP solutions in public preview that you can make use of it to be able to monitor, that provides you a dashboard for your SAP workloads running in Azure. And we are talking about automation. So every organization is talking about automation, and automation is very, very important, right? So uh, in the on-premise world, even before joining Microsoft, I was a basis guy. So my job I was a consultant. I was working for multiple customers, and to be able to do an SAP installation, it was so much time consuming. First, the hardware has to come, and then we do the sizing. And once the sizing is done, then hardware has to come. Hardware is ordered, hardware is arrived, and then once the rack and stack is done, then we start building up that file system, creating file system, setting up profile parameters, making sure everything is ready, and then start deploying a database system, start deploying an app server, maybe then later build high availability system and automate backups. There's so much of work that we used to do. Now that, thanks to automation and thanks to DevOps, right? So we are, our engineering teams are heavily working on building up automation piece by leveraging Terraform and Ansible scripts, ARM templates, which you can make use of. Instead of spending days and days. Now what you can do, you can make use of this automation. Let's take an example of using an ARM template. You can just provide the SID of your SAP instance, system number, maybe host name, and the size of the VM, and then once you hit enter, the whole complete SAP system can be deployed from end to end, including your the underlying the landing zone, the network piece, the architecture, and then on top of it you deploy compute capacities, storage capacities, network cards, and then the scripts can deploy or SAP automations as well. Within number of hours you have an SAP system up and running. So how great it is, right, compared to previous times. And then another important thing is high availability and disaster recovery. Very, very, very important piece, right? So on Azure, there are native tools available. Let's say if you're talking about, building a DR, and then you want to protect your, let's say an example of your SAP router, maybe your app server, you can make use of the Azure Site Recovery that replicates into another region. Now that ASR also supports within the availability zones, so you can make use of it. And then Azure Backup for SAP HANA, that is certified by SAP, BackANT certified. So you can use now Azure Backup to be able to do your HANA backups, and thereby saving a lot of costs again, right? And then most important piece, governance. So we can help you manage your compliance needs with Azure policies, blueprints, and also by leveraging role-based access control. This is very, very important. Yeah, we talked about automation, we talked about compute, innovation, but you also need to make sure the right people are accessing the right systems and they have the right access. Not everyone may not have a delete access. Not everyone will not have the change access. So this is where you can leverage a role-based access control. You can define the kind of access required, protect your resources deployed on Azure. And the Azure policy, you can build up all these roles and attach to a policy and deploy, connect it to a tag it to a subscription, and that will be applicable for all the resources that will be deployed on a particular subscription. So these are all native tools that are coming from Azure. So there is nowhere you are investing on these tools. These are native, they are inbuilt, and they're available, readily available. So once you start migrating your systems, you can start using all of this automation, all these services that I just spoke about. And then another important thing that I would like to talk about is the big picture. So when it comes to the unique Azure services, what is the big picture? The Azure is highly scalable and flexible. There are a number of virtual machines, including the recently released virtual machines, and you are able to do the scale up and scale down. It is pretty dynamic. You can do that within minutes. And there are other services that you can leverage to build your DR, to protect your SAP systems. You can leverage Azure Site Recovery when you are building a highly available clusters on Azure. You can make use of the Azure Load Balancer to be able to provide you with a virtual IP that can fail over across the nodes. Yeah. And security and compliance, I will talk about that in a minute. The effective controls that you have by doing the right sizing, tight sizing, and management tools that we just spoke about. So these are the robust services that are offered and available for SAP workloads on Azure, and you're not paying anything additional for some of the native tools, right? And this is just a use case slide that I would like to talk about what kind of scenarios that generally our customers uses, and what are the use cases that we have seen. Be it customers saving a lot of cost on dev test systems. You can quickly provision your dev test systems, and you can start using them only when required. If you're not using them 24/7, I'm sure most of our customers may not use them 24/7, unlike production systems, right? So you can stop them. So there is an ability for you to stop when they are not in use and start when you need to use them. So you can save the cost because you will be charged only for the usage. And the production workload, so you can deploy the entire stack quickly. There are various sizes that are available that are certified. You can build a number of disaster recovery scenarios by using the various tools. If you have a larger chunk of data that you would looking at archive, there are a number of storage services that are available that you can leverage. And the data analytics and the other integration
I think everybody understood SAP on Azure pretty good. Thank you. I think we are good.
Yeah. Okay, so even then, if you have any question maybe later on, so please feel free to ask so that we can answer you the particular questions and also connect you our partner SAP or Microsoft for your particular question. So I think we are end of the discussion today. So just like to close it, the business world is moving toward the cloud. We know that for many enterprise applications, especially. Yes. Can you?
Yeah,
please?
yeah, I have a question regarding the licenses. This is big here.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yeah, the licenses. Suppose we are on premises and we are having licenses, procured the licenses for SAP as well as the OS licenses we have, and database. Suppose we are on Oracle and we plan to migrate to Azure with S/4HANA. Definitely, the database will be on HANA and with different OSs. So in that case, do we need to is there any kind of we carry forward our licenses on Azure premises? And suppose we are on to different OS, and when we migrate to different OS on Azure, so there we have to pay the additional licenses. And my second question is, SSO. Suppose we are only migrating the SAP landscape, not the entire AD or other mail services. So in that case, how our SSO will work with the on-premises AD and SAP being on the cloud Azure?
Thank you. Can you just repeat like which organization you are from?
Yeah, actually, I got this link from the LinkedIn. So I'm working from in India.
Okay.
So I'm a consultant over there. So we have a promising client over there.
Okay, understand. Anybody want to answer from like Ravi or
I would
Deepaka?
like to.
Please.
I would like to go. So, Mr. Big, so on SAP license and the HANA license, which will be perpetual for you, you can use it on Azure. There is no problem on that. You can take your perpetual licenses, which is with you for lifetime. You can host it on Azure. There is no problem. Now coming to the operating system, I'm sure as part of services, which Ravi can answer it much better, you can have operating system coming as part of Microsoft services. Ravi, go ahead on operating system point.
Thank you, Deepak. Yes. So there are various options available in Azure. So if you're running Windows or Linux, both are supported, both by Microsoft and also by SAP, right? So different OS flavors is available, be it SUSE or Red Hat or Windows, they're supported. And the way you can deploy license, or you can procure the licenses, you can bring your own licenses. If you have them on premise, you can make use of them on Azure, or you can provision new licenses from Azure as well. So with there is also an ability for you to do the licensing reservations on Azure for 1 to 3 years time, where you can get more savings. That's available. And to the other question about your SSO, so it's again depends on scenario to scenario, but in your case, you can still leverage your SSO. Typically, we recommend our customers who already has an SSO on-premise, we recommend them to deploy in Azure not Microsoft Active Directory on Azure, and then sync them with your on-premise and make use of it for just to avoid even latency requirements. Or if you have a higher a low latency network, such as you have an express route, you can still leverage on the on-premise AD. But again, it is recommended that you deploy them on Azure and you integrate them for your SSS scenarios. And you can also make use of the Azure AD, but may not be supported for all your SSO scenarios, but mostly yes, you can make use of it.
I think
Yeah, thank
you
you. So
got
the
the answer,
recommended
right?
approach is
Yeah.
for the SSO. Yeah, pretty good. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Any more question? Maybe like we can get the last question if you have.
I just want to ask Mr. Baig, Deepak this side. Is this SAP SSO you are using, Mr. Baig, or something else for SSO?
Yeah, it's a Kerberos authentication, SNC and SSO. Yes.
Okay.
So like we use the service user from the Active Directory, and we use the SNC mapping for the users, and it enables the user has to be
No,
same user
SAP
ID.
also has one SSO solution for entire SAP different solutions. So I just thought asking that, are you using that solution as SSO?
No, not that one. The SAP NetWeaver SSO.
Yeah. That's okay. Please.
Thanks.
So I think we are end of the discussion and workshop session today. So now I would like to conclude in this way. So far I understand from the discussion that the business world is moving towards the cloud for many enterprise applications. To cloud or not to cloud, it may depend on a lot of other factors in your own organization. But here you understand and came to know that Microsoft and SAP shake hands to make it easier, efficient, and cost-effective for you. Let's take the advantage out of it. And thank you very much, all our speakers and all the participants who had made this time today for this workshop. Thank you very much, and we hope to see you once again. Thank you. Take care.